Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Ladies and gentlemen, silver stackers across the world, welcome to another very interesting, educational, and informational video we got going on here. Like I always say, you cannot be blindly investing in today's day and age. There's too much happening. There's actually so much happening. On a daily basis, I'm covering new articles talking about new things and how it's affecting silver's price. So you got to be subscribed. Not only am I doing a 47K giveaway, which you definitely want to enter that one, just saying, but I also post daily videos. I even link the articles in the description. So this article is interesting because it's talking about silver. There's so much more going on, and they're talking about going on behind the scenes. This article is a gem. You guys know I sweep through a lot of different articles a day. I probably go through literally 30 different articles a day talking about precious metals. This one is definitely the best one I found of the day, and that's why I want to put this out ASAP, because this really does expose, it really does show a lot of what's happening behind the scenes and where it will lead silver's price. So make sure you like this video. It helps the video do great. Comment, and also more importantly, subscribe. So this is what they got for us. So we don't learn much about the principles of money making in school. After basic living costs, security, money making motivation is extending one's self-expression. The next big purchase, the next vacation, living on a larger scale, freedom, like Junius Maltby says. Financial freedom is the end result, right? It's the end goal, financial freedom. When stepping into the trading arena, the environment allows for such freedom. No 9 to 5, no rules, no boss. After all, you can do what you want with your money. A true lure for self-expression. That is a very dangerous environment. Without a tight rule-based framework, there is no chance of making money. It requires even more discipline than a typical job, where you can get with charm and wit to manipulate a boss or colleagues. The market will not bend on your smile. Silver, there's so much more going on. This means that the environment where you can extract the financial gains to live a more free life is squeezing you into a very unfree daily exercise, for most, an unsustainable task. But I just want to stop right here real quick. There is a very psychological approach to investing, especially a silver stacking strategy. It's called a strategy. You're strategizing, which is based off decision making, and your decision making is based off your psyche, and that means your emotions, your perception, irrational decision making, impulse buying, panic selling, how you're feeling that day, if you're fighting with your wife or whatever the case. That could affect your strategy, that could affect the decisions you're making, and that could affect how much money you make. So it is really important to try to step away from the emotional side of things. They always say invest with your head, not your heart. And it's important. That's why, like, the VCPMI, the trading robot, is so successful, because it doesn't have human emotions, right? So I always try to step outside of that, look at the bigger picture, look at things realistically. And I think that's why I did so good in Bitcoin back, in 2017, is because it's based all of speculation. So all you got to do is invest you have to think how other people would think, not how you think, but how the majority of people would think. It's blatantly obvious what direction it's going. So in addition, the only way to succeed is to overcome an endless array of obstacles. Setbacks are the norm. The most expect riches to come, but it takes experience to be a consistent trader. It is, especially now with silver being right before breakout to new highs, essential to have one's ducks in a row. And I love how they, silver is right before it's about to break out to new highs. And I love that this article mentions this, have your ducks in a row. I've talked about this so much on my channel. This I can't even say the word anymore. They're gonna shadow ban my channel. But this whole situation we're in, you guys know, right, with the masks and stuff, it has sped things up times 10. Even before this situation, I was still sitting here telling you guys to invest in the silver. And right now, even if there was never the situation that happened, I would still be sitting here telling you guys to invest in the silver. But since there is this situation, everything is sped up times 10. You got to be on your P's and Q's. You got to be on your toes. You got to be ready, because what was going to take 5-10 years is coming in like 1-2 years. You have to be ready. Professional market makers are all in line to get their piece of the pie and make the market with all of its potential, not easy to trade for individuals. So here is the silver to dollar ratio. Now you can see it's very consistent, and that's talking about the dollar index and the gold and silver prices are directly correlated. If the dollar index is high, gold and silver is low. If the dollar index is low, gold and silver is high. So we find the only way to consistently is by looking at the market always from a risk perspective. And if risks are acceptable, exposing one's capital is fair. The monthly chart above shows prices heading for the third time in the $30 mark with a reasonable chance of breakout. And if it breaks past $30, I can guarantee we're going to see $35 within the next couple of weeks, maybe couple of months. And that's because there's a strong resistance at $30. Strong resistance. Just like there's a strong resistance at $50, because 1980 and 2011. If it breaks past $50, expect to see $60, $70 extremely fast. So a fractal volume transaction analysis of the silver market from March last year up to recent data shows a strong supply zone at $27.50. If you take a low risk trader near the levels that we're trading at the publishing date above $27.50, a reasonably tight stop can be placed at the below $27.50 support zone. Liquidating half of your position in the momentum of a breakout slightly above $30 would eliminate risk. Consequently, a second partial profit target, another 25% of total exposed, near $39 with a final target close is $47.83, just shy of the all-time highs. That would create a more than favorable total risk reward ratio on this trade, which is acceptable low risk for the reward. So if it does, and I want to ask you guys a question real quick. If silver does get to $47.83 like they're saying, would you sell? And if you would sell, how much? Would you do 15%? Would you do all of it? Would you do none of it? And I asked that because back in 2011, I actually did some research. I went back to articles that were in 2011 talking about silver, talking about how silver's $48, how silver's $49. And I was trying to get in their minds and see what they were doing. Most people didn't sell because they thought it was going to go to $100 back then. So all those people that could have sold at 50 and made tons of profit held off, and then it dropped down from 50 to like $15, and they missed that opportunity. So they're probably still holding if they didn't panic sell. So if it does get to that high, I don't think it would drop back down like then, because things are much different, much more extreme, much more severe nowadays. But would you capitalize on some gains? Let me know. Zooming into a smaller weekly time frame, we can make out what forces are at work. Bulls and bears are at tug of war, and they are both defending their turf. It is hard to make out when the final attack near the $30 mark will occur, with gold also playing a role as a leader of the precious metal sector. And that is true. I do think silver is starting to take on a life of its own, though. Nevertheless, this chart shows the primary support and resistance levels and is supportive of our monthly chart assessment of a low-risk idea, with either the secondary channel supporting price right now or a few weeks ahead of the main channel lower trend line. Providing the support, we might have various opportunities for this to pan out. So improvement here is to stick to one's plan and not be deterred by real-time market behavior, evoking emotions that are not principle-based in the alignment of our explicit risk control. And that's exactly. See, emotions are going to be high when you're urging, when you've been so patient, when there's so much on the line and you've been wanting silver, especially since silver is such a slow-paced type of investment compared to Bitcoin. You're wanting the prices to go high. Things are exciting. All these articles are coming out. You know, friends and family are like, oh, you were right. Or, you know, you're looking at the prices and it keeps going up. And you start to lose reality. You start to, the delusional perspective starts to come in. You know, ego's coming out. You're not thinking realistically. And this is a dangerous time. Actually, most time people make terrible decisions are when their prices are at their highest, because that's when things are going great. When prices are low, you can, you know, you're down at the dumps, but that fight or flight, that that part inside of you that's trying to keep you to survive is sharp in tune. But when things are high, it's so foggy because you're on top of the world, and that's when you can make the easiest decisions, or the worst decisions. So we are sharing our attempts to place trades in real time, and most importantly, they're finding blah 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 blah. So this is the US dollar chart, anticipatory positioning. So Fridays are typically days where silver can give back some of the directional profits. So anyways, I want to skip to this part because this is the meat and potatoes. So silver, there's so much more going on here. The only way to overcome all these hurdles is to seek out support. Do not hide your losses from your family and your friends. Look for traders, ideally a mentor. Now, I don't know about that. Watching YouTube videos, watching people that can, give you guys updates on a daily basis, and don't just subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to other people. There's lots of great silver stacking channels out there. That hopefully make content on a daily basis and hopefully cover, articles like this, the most relevant, the most important articles of the day. That's what I try to do on this channel because you guys need to know. I'm never going to tell you stuff you don't need to know. Right? I'm not one of those ramblers. I'm not going to talk about how my dog did this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to talk about something. No, I'm one of those people that I get straight to the point and I try to talk about what you guys clicked on the video for. That's important. So I like how they do say mastering oneself is the real task here. It takes self-responsibility, dedication, and sacrifice. One needs to accept that this isn't a hobby, but needs to become a career to work out in your favor. This is the only way to overcome the juggernaut you are up against. And that is true. And that's why I say the psychological approach is so important, right? If you're someone who's very anxious, very worrisome, that's always thinking catastrophic and always, on edge or assuming the worst, that's definitely going to affect the way you invest. That's definitely going to affect your strategy. But if you're someone cool, calm, and collect, that can sit back, step outside of themselves, look at things, don't you think that person's going to be more successful than the first person that's always, so eager? That plays an important role. I don't think people realize or think about that enough. But if you're going to be a successful investor, you really got to be able to push your emotions aside, be able to stay in rational decision making. Why do you think panic buying and impulse selling are so high, and why do you think they take out so many people? Because they're panicking, they're making impulsive decisions, or buying on the spot without thinking about their actions or the consequences. And that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. And that's why when prices are extremely low, I try to warn people, do not panic sell. The prices are going to go back up. It's just called a correction. It's called a sell-off. It's called a dip, and it's actually healthy for the markets. It has to go lower before it goes higher. I know it sounds contradicting, but it's the truth, and I'm always going to try to tell you guys the truth. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you thought this video was 1, educational, 2, informational, and 3, at least entertaining, make sure to smash that like button. My computer's still in the shop. I pray that they call me tomorrow and telling me that I can come get it, and telling me that I don't have to pay any more money. Because I really just want to get back to my office and just get back on schedule, just pumping out videos for you guys. As you can see, I'm really excited because I'm not working as much, and I love working. I love making videos. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years daily, and this is kind of how I cope. This is my way of, just having some fun time, because I'm very passionate about silver, and I'm sure you guys are too. So, and this is what I do, right? Some people work out, some people, play baseball, some people play the guitar, some people whatever. This is what I do. I make videos. That's what I love doing. So anyways, liking the video would help. The link to this article will be in the description. Definitely a lot of stuff going on. Remember, stay cool, calm, and collect. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.